Imagine a life not just lived, but truly flourished. A life where every action aligns with your deepest values, where purpose guides your choices and genuine well-being isn't a fleeting moment, but a consistent state of being. This isn't a modern self-help fantasy. It's the profound vision of an ancient Greek master, Aristotle, whose journey to uncover the art of living well offers a timeless guide for anyone seeking a life of meaning and excellence. More than 2,300 years ago, embarked on an intellectual quest to understand human nature, not through divine revelation or abstract ideals, but through keen observation of the world and the way people truly lived. His insights formed the bedrock of what we now call virtue ethics, a revolutionary approach to morality that still lights the path to genuine happiness today. Aristotle's quest began in the bustling city-state of Athens, where he studied under Plato for 2 decades. While he revered his teacher, Aristotle's mind was fundamentally different. Plato soared into realms of perfect forms, seeking truth in abstract ideals beyond the physical world. Aristotle, however, was a man of the earth, a meticulous observer of plants, animals, and most importantly, human beings. He believed that to understand what made a good life, one must look at how actual lives were lived. People acted, what motivated them, and what outcomes their choices produced. This empirical lens set him on a course to map out the very blueprint of human flourishing. He began by asking a fundamental question: what is the ultimate goal of human life? What is it that all people strive for, above all else? His answer was eudaimonia, a term often translated as happiness, but more accurately understood as flourishing well-being, or living well and doing well. Eudaimonia for Aristotle was not merely a feeling of pleasure or a transient state of joy. It was a state of being, a complete and fulfilling life lived in accordance with reason and virtue. It was the highest human good, the final end towards which all our actions are ultimately directed. But how does one achieve this state of eudaimonia? Aristotle argued it wasn't through luck, wealth, or even pleasure alone. It was through the cultivation of virtues, excellent character traits, that enable us to perform our human function well. Just as a good sculptor possesses the virtue of craftsmanship, or a good runner, the virtue of speed, a good human being possesses moral and intellectual virtues. These virtues are not innate. They are developed through practice, habits, and consistent effort. We become courageous by performing courageous acts. Virtue then is a habit, a disposition to act rightly. Aristotle identified several key virtues, dividing them into moral virtues and intellectual virtues. The moral virtues are qualities of character that guide our actions and passions. These include courage, temperance, generosity, truthfulness, good temper, and justice. For Aristotle, each moral virtue lies in a golden mean, a perfect balance between two vices, one of deficiency and one of excess. For instance, courage is the mean between the vice of cowardice and the vice of recklessness. Generosity is the mean between stinginess and wastefulness. Finding this mean is not a mathematical calculation, but an act of practical wisdom requiring judgment and experience. Consider courage. A person lacking courage is a coward shrinking from necessary challenges. A person with an excess of courage is reckless, diving into danger without proper consideration. The virtuous person, a courageous person, knows when to stand firm and when to retreat, when to face a threat and when to exercise caution. This requires not just willpower, but also the intellectual virtue of phronosis, or practical wisdom. Phronosis is the ability to deliberate well about what is good for us and how to achieve it. It's the guiding light that helps us navigate complex situations and identify the golden mean in practice. The intellectual virtues are excellences of the mind, such as scientific knowledge, intuition, philosophical wisdom, and practical wisdom. These virtues relate to our rational capacity. He believed that exercising our reason was the highest human function, and thus, intellectual virtues were crucial for true flourishing. Practical wisdom, in particular, bridges the gap between understanding what is good and knowing how to act on it in specific situations. It is the compass that guides us along the golden path. So, the story of Aristotle's virtue ethics is not about following a rigid set of rules or commandments. It's about developing character. It's about cultivating a moral compass within yourself, so that when faced with difficult choices, you instinctively know what the right and good thing to do is. It's about becoming a virtuous person, not just performing virtuous acts. This emphasis on character, rather than just action, is what sets virtue ethics apart and makes it so appealing even today. Aristotle believed that virtues are learned and strengthened through consistent practice. Just as we learn to play a musical instrument by practicing scales and pieces, we learn to be virtuous by repeatedly choosing the right actions. This means that morality is not a one-time decision, but a lifelong journey of self-improvement and refinement. The path to Eudaimonia is not a destination you arrive at, but a continuous process of striving for excellence in character. Furthermore, Aristotle recognized the importance of community in this journey. Humans are by nature political animals, meaning we are meant to live in communities. It is within a just and well-ordered society that individuals have the best opportunity to develop their virtues and achieve flourishing. The community provides the education, the examples, and the opportunities for virtuous action. Thus, individual flourishing is intrinsically linked to the well-being of the broader society. A virtuous person contributes to a virtuous society and vice versa. The enduring power of Aristotle's virtue ethics lies in its practicality and its focus on human potential. It doesn't tell you exactly what to do in every situation, but empowers you to become the kind of person who knows how to act well. It's a philosophy for real life, dealing with the complexities of human emotions, choices, and relationships. It acknowledges that life is messy, and that finding the right balance requires judgment, empathy, and continuous effort. His ideas about virtue resonated throughout history, influencing Christian theology, medieval scholasticism, Enlightenment thought. Thinkers like Thomas Aquinas integrated Aristotelian virtues into their ethical systems. Even modern psychology and positive psychology draw parallels to Aristotle's emphasis on human flourishing and character strengths. The questions he posed about living a good life are still the questions we wrestle with today, perhaps even more so in our complex modern world. So, return with us to that initial question. Imagine a life not just lived but truly a life where every action aligns with your deepest values, where purpose guides your choices, and genuine well-being isn't a fleeting moment but a consistent state of being. This is the profound vision of Aristotle, the ancient Greek master whose timeless guide to virtue continues to light the path to genuine happiness today. His golden path remains open for anyone willing to embark on the journey of self-discovery and the relentless pursuit of excellence. If you found this journey through Aristotle's timeless guide to virtue inspiring, please like this video. Subscribe to TheAncientPhilosophers for more profound insights from history's greatest minds, and share your thoughts in the comments below. How will you walk the golden path in your life?